Hi, my name is Leanne Bailey, and I'm going to be talking to you about Qui tam lawsuits. Qui tam is a Latin abbreviation that means who is well for the king as of himself sues in this matter. Qui tam lawsuits are different from other civil lawsuits, such as personal injury suits, because the individual filing the qui tam suit is doing so on behalf of the government. That individual is not the one being directly violated against. Qui tam, also known as whistleblower suits, are filed under the False Claims Act, which is a federal civil suit filed by an individual to report companies like their employer of defrauding the government. There are several actions that are considered violations under the False Claims Act. Most of these violations come from financial reports and medical claims or statements. Some are knowingly claiming the payments were made to the federal government and they were not. Knowingly using false information, records, statements, or claims to get paid by the federal government. Conspiring with others to get false claims paid by the government. Knowingly falsifying documents or concealing documents to avoid paying the federal government. Anyone can file a qui tam lawsuit. The plaintiff in the suit would be referred to as the relator. The relator would file the qui tam action under seal in the federal district court as a federal civil action under the False Claims Act. The suit must be filed in camera and under seal, meaning that the complaint of the relator or the documents of the relator and evidence, a written disclosure statement, and all evidence in the relator's possession must be served on the U.S. Attorney General and the U.S. Attorney for the district the complaint is brought in. The evidence and complaint will be held confidential until the seal is lifted. The seal is protected by the U.S. federal government to keep all investigation evidence secret until the investigation is over and the U.S. federal government decides to support the claims of and act on the action suit with the relator or not. Once that decision is made, the seal is lifted. False Claims Act lawsuit can be costly for the plaintiff if the U.S. federal government does not support the findings of the investigation. The plaintiff is on their own basically. However, if the judgment is made on behalf of the plaintiff, it will be very costly for the defendant. Violators are liable for 3 times the dollar amount the government is defrauded. They can also be charged civil penalties up to $10,000 for each false claim. If the case is in judgment for the plaintiff, he or she can receive between 15 and 30% of total recovery. The plaintiff only receives an award if the money is collected by the government from the defendant. There are some protections for the whistleblower under Section 3730H of the False Claims Act. If an employee is fired, suspended, harassed, demoted, or discriminated against because they are committing lawful acts to report fraud to the U.S. government or of the U.S. federal government, the employee could be entitled to reinstatement, double payback, compensation for any special damages, including court costs and attorney's fees. However, whistleblower protection is an issue that currently divides the courts. There is also a statute of limitations for filing retaliation suit to get compensated. Whistleblowing can be profitable for the U.S. federal government and the American people. If there are true gross fraudulent claims of stealing money or hiding money from the U.S. government. It also can become very costly, and cases could stay under seal with the U.S. government for years. If you're thinking about being a whistleblower under the False Claims Act, you better have all your ducks in a row. I would also like to mention that some states like New York, California, and Virginia have enacted their own versions of the False Claims Act, where whistleblowers can collect a finder's fee for reporting fraud. Also, in 2006, Congress amended the Internal Revenue Code to permit whistleblowers to obtain a reward for reporting tax fraud. The Qui tam law is not the only law that contains a provision allowing individuals to act on behalf of the government. You can research these yourself and find out more through www.whistleblowers.org. Thank you.